Ms.Patricia Kwamboka. I work at Amref Health Africa in Kenya as a child protection project manager for a center that is in Dagoretti that is working to support the rescue and rehabilitation and reintegration of children on the street. Yeah. Basically I've been working with children who are on the street and vulnerable children now for 17 years. And I believe there's a lot of potential that will be lost if people don't take action for them. Parenting is a key thing. I mean, for somebody to sustain a family structure, you also have to be able to parent the children who are born, because that is the unit. It's a family unit. But when the head of the unit of the household, be it male or female, lacks the skills to provide leadership and guidance to the children, then they and even provide for them their basic needs and their rights, then the children are forced to go out and sustain themselves and really maybe become truant, so to speak. So parenting is very key in raising children. And as you know, we are a society that is undergoing a lot of change, cultural change, and a lot of socioeconomic issues. So the family unit is becoming weaker and sometimes is unable to cope. And as a result, when we see children out here on the streets, it means the family unit, there's a problem there. And hence why it is important for society to critically think about how we are socializing young people, young parents, to take care of their children in terms of providing care and love, providing basic needs, providing guidance. That is very important, and especially during adolescence. It's a crisis stage in life, and if a parent is not able to guide that is a problem. So even issues like teen pregnancy, because again you find a lot of children who are having these challenges are from parents who had their children when they were teenagers, and maybe even their grandparents were parents when they were teenagers. So you find they really don't know how to go about it. And in my opinion, I think many Kenyans are very religious. You'll find them in church on Sunday in whatever form, or at the mosque or whatever. And that is a good forum to pass information about how you can parent. The schools also, we have parent-teacher associations. Those are very key because, as you know, until our education CS stamp his foot down and said, no, children should not go to school at 6 a.m., come back home at 6 p.m. During the school holiday, they're in school. Children have to stay at home. And last year, when children stayed at home for 2 months, November to December, parents were complaining because they didn't know what to do with them. Yeah? They've left parenting to teachers. Yeah, so such actions also make parents start to think, because when you leave your children to the school, you're actually growing up with in the house. You don't know the people you have in the house. The values they have are not yours. They are for what the teacher and other children are giving them. So parenting is very important. Yeah, and the society, we have forums where we can pass information. And I know there are a lot of guidelines and training programs that are there on parenting skills. So for those who can pay, they can also participate in such trainings. Kenya as a society, we don't recognize some of these mental health illnesses. We think that person is lazy. So you find a lot of people have psychosocial problems. And you can imagine you're living in the slum, you have children, you're not able to provide for them. I mean, how would that make you feel? You're not even able to take care of yourself. Yeah. So when you interrogate, you do home visits, you find a lot of these parents are going through a lot of psychosocial problems. And like I said in the morning, you find let me ask you, where can you go and find free counseling in this country? And counseling is expensive. There are people, the cheap ones, 1,000 per hour, 3,000, those are cheap, can go up to 12,000. So which parent in the slum can afford that? Rehab from drugs, from alcohol, it costs. Where can you get it for free? It's not there. So you find now those are the parents that you're dealing with, and you can really not pass judgment on them and say they are lazy, they are sending their children on the street. Their children have actually sometimes taken action on themselves that we are not going to die in this house. So we have to go and look for something because there are other siblings, and especially the firstborns. Yeah. For us who work with street children, you'll even have difficulties when you're having them in class because you cannot manage them because they all want your attention. So you're unable to manage the way you say, put your hand up, one person. Everyone is talking. Everyone is trying for their special way for you to get their attention. So that word chokora is really not a good word by any means, and it's really for us when we conduct trainings. We have one of the plays the children did, and they start with singing that a song about how they don't want to be called chokora, and we use it a lot, and we conduct trainings for teachers about it. When we work with parents, we train them and sensitize them that this is not the way the children want to be seen or referred to. And that has worked because more and more we see a change in society. I think even now, not so much that word is being used. Well, the problem of children coming to the streets to work and survive there is complex. It's not just a matter of parents who are irresponsible or children who are indisciplined and truant who don't want to be in school. I know sometimes when you meet them there and they beg for money, you tell them, some people will tell them, do you know about this place? Some even Amref. Do you know about Amref? Go there, you'll get free food, you'll get you'll get education, and you can be taken to school. They are there because of the social problems we have in our society. They have not chosen to be there. And there's a lot of potential in them. The fact that they can survive in such a harsh environment means they are very resilient. And if given the opportunity, they are the kind of individuals who can really excel in this society. In fact, sometimes we people who work in the street children circles like to say our first president, Jomo Kenyatta, was the first street child. Because when you read his story, how he found his way to Kikuyu and started living with the missionaries in Kikuyu, and they took him to school, his history and his father and the connection with Uganda. The father is Ugandan and left the mother. He was disinherited by his relatives, the father's relatives, because they didn't accept him. When you listen to his story, it's that, and that is what can happen if given a chance and you find people to develop you. You can develop a leader. I mean, he was there, he negotiated for the independence of this country and led us through after independence to a point. So that is the potential that we have in children who are on the street. They are children who have made a decision that we are not going to sleep hungry and be kicked out of the house. I'm going to do something about it. That is a remarkable child. And if you invest in such a child, I believe a lot can be achieved. Yeah, it costs a lot once they are there, but I have called it an investment. It's not a cost.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.